I don't need, Bill McChesney, good morning. I just don't need to be scared like that. Call me a wuss, I guess. My wife calls me a wuss with that. I think she likes it. I don't mind suspense or thrillers or crime or mafia or violence, but scary. Ooh.
Well, it's supposed to scare you.
I know it is, and it does.
Did its job.
Good Friday morning, guys. My name is Jerry Miller. Thank you kindly for joining us. I bet you didn't know something about me that I didn't like scary movies. And we're going to talk about scary movies here with Real Talk with Keith Smith, because I get the impression my friend Keith Smith does like scary movies. And Judah Wickower, I don't know if he likes scary movies or not, but they certainly are not for me. Anyway, a lot we're going to cover on the broadcast. This show is presented by Yes Realty Partners. If you need help buying and selling real estate, Yes Realty Partners is the brokerage you call. Keith and Yonna Smith, the principals of the brokerage, the owners, have been in this game we call real estate since 1987. Personally, my family has bought and sold real estate with the assistance and guidance of Keith and Yonna Smith.
And you still talk to us.
And I still talk to them. I continue to use them, and I count on him and Yonna as trusted counsel, and sincerely mean that. Judah Wickower is behind the camera. Judah Wickower is just an all-around good guy. I said at the beginning, when the mics are on and the show was not started, 2025 has been the year of the Judah. You know how, is it like the Chinese proverbs or the Chinese calendar, the year of the dragon? Yeah. This year's been the year of the Judah. Yeah. And like a Catholic, or even though he's not Catholic, he's not Jewish, but
he's part, aren't you?
He does not Jewish? Like the compliments.
Three-shot
Judah Wickower. How about studio camera, then three-shot? Do you like the compliments? You seem to be cringing when I call it the year of the Judah. Is he part Jewish?
I think you are, don't you?
I'm not sure why he would call it year of the Judah.
Because you've been doing great. It's a compliment.
Because it's a show and we got to talk about something.
Right.
So there you go.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Keith.
Oh, did I say that out loud? Sorry.
That's what it is.
Was that supposed to be the inside?
Literally, I have to deal with this every day because it's a talk show.
Wait, was I supposed to use an inside
People
voice?
Literally relay on us to have an opinion. That's the whole point of the show.
Yeah.
Did we let him answer the question?
No.
No, we did not.
Because the corner of my eye is watching his body language, and I'm not so sure he wants to answer.
What's the question again?
So, we're going to do a scary movie thing?
Well, yeah. Did you ask him first? Is he three-shot? Is he part Jewish?
That's a weird question to answer because there's
maybe even a weird question, even a weirder question.
Can you just let me answer the question, Jerry?
It takes him so long to get to it.
Just came up on it.
Oh God.
Do you have a camera on you?
Yeah. It's a straightforward answer.
I know, and I was trying to give it.
Okay.
But it's not a straightforward answer because there's
Judah.
Because there are people.
Answer the question the way you'd like to. This is my show. Answer it like you'd like to.
Because there's Jewish, the religion, which Jerry was talking about, and then there's
the ethnic,
and then there's Jewish, the ethnicity.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was implying the ethnicity.
And I am ethnically Jewish, but it's like Russian Jewish, and I don't think anyone in my family has been anything more than passingly religiously Jewish in quite a while.
I think you were asking ethnically Jewish.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
How much percentage? Do you know?
My dad's half.
Dad's half?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Cool. So that's a large percentage.
Yeah. So Eastern European Jewish?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. My grandfather, he was, I think he was in Illinois, and my great-grandfather, and he wrote up some crazy rules for the university there.
Really?
Yeah, it was really interesting to find this out recently. But then they moved to Los Angeles, and he was I think the first Jewish judge there.
Nice.
And
I did not. I just learned something. I didn't know you had a judge in your family.
There's a street named after my great-grandfather and his wife, Maxella.
Wow, cool.
Max and Ella.
Yeah. So do you do any family practice or on?
You mean like
Rosh Hashanah or anything like that, or?
My dad's done the Passover once or twice.
Yeah. Cool.
But it's more as an appreciation thing for us as Christians.
Yeah.
I love it. So this is what I love about the show. You grew up in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. I grew up in a Jewish neighborhood.
Yeah.
Raised in a Catholic school, educated in a Catholic school.
Yeah.
Reared in a Southern Baptist church.
Yeah, you're all messed
So
up.
I'm a religious mutt, legitimately a religious mutt. You a melting pot of
Of
religion
everything.
and race
It was
in
everything.
Brooklyn, right?
Everything. They
Yeah.
had everything from Jewish to Puerto Rican Jewish, Polish, Italian, Irish, African American. There's all the way across the board. Everybody either in the building or the neighborhood was just a mixed. Everybody was poor, and that's what they all knew. So, really race and ethnicity really wasn't a big thing. It was more neighborhood driven.
Yeah, of course.
I ask this question all the time. I think we talked about this. What's the real theme of Saturday Night Fever? It's not about dancing. It's about this.
It's the neighborhood.
It's about this lady, this person getting out of the neighborhood and going to Manhattan. I can tell you, I never physically went to Manhattan until I got out of the Marine Corps because I just didn't belong there. That was not my neighborhood. That's not where we were.
And now it's changed quite dramatically.
What, Brooklyn?
I mean,
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Park Slope. We stayed in Park Slope a little while ago. No, where did we stay in? We stayed in. Give me a couple of neighborhoods that are Tony and Brooklyn.
I don't know, Bay Ridge, Sheepshead Bay. It is
I think it must have been Park Slope. We stayed in Park Slope.
Park Slope could be, yeah.
And it was extremely Tony.
Yeah, so we used to call them yuppies.
Extremely.
Yeah. So Bedford-Stuy used to be a really rough neighborhood, and Bushwick and stuff like that. But it's interesting. I think I was up there recently. I think it's maybe getting some of it back. But the 60s and the 70s had this kind of vibe to it. But anyway, so scary movie. What's your number one scary movie?
My number one scary movie. Well, when I was 7, I think I asked my parents if I could go to my friend's house and watch Poltergeist.
That'll do it.
They of course said no, so I went to my friend's house and watched Poltergeist, and then had to walk the long block home in the dark.
God.
But I couldn't,
You survived.
Yeah, it was like, well.
Did you watch TV after that any longer? Isn't that the one where the girls comes out of the TV or something like that? We'll get to real estate, I swear.
Yeah, there was some freaky stuff in there.
So mine, and I've told this story before, I was about the same age. I'm trying to think how old I was when Jaws came out. And I watched
Jaws is not necessarily a scary movie.
except if you're getting ready to go do your open water dive.
Okay.
Because I was in the middle
man.
on Long Island, and at visibility about 6 inches.
Oh, wow.
And I was going through my certification at the time. So maybe I was 10. I can't remember my age at the time. That was it. And that put a whammy on me.
That one actually put a whammy on me, too.
It did?
My dad, his side of the story, and I don't really have one because I was 3. He says we went to the drive-in theater and he asked me what I wanted to see, and so of course he took me to see.
At a 3-year-old,
Jaws.
he said, "Yeah, what's Jaws?"
Yeah. So he says halfway through the movie, I'm sitting in the back seat, and he turns around. I'm like wrapped in a blanket, just like shaking.
Well,
Not a big fan of the ocean.
So how's the therapy going?
Right.
How's the therapy
It's
going?
ongoing.
Okay, go.
It'll be a lifelong.
There you go.
Candyman for me.
There you go.
Second, third grade, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely terrifying. Candyman, I think, ruined scary movies for me for the rest of my life.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, it's
Let me put it this way.
Sweets for the
If I-
sweet.
If I was going to go out and pay to go see a movie, it would not be a horror movie.
I have no interest in doing that. Paying to be terrified, I don't have any interest. Another one that got me was,
That happens all day long.
because I thought it was real, was Blair Witch Project.
That's the way they shot it.
Oh my God, it was so frightening. Blair Witch Project. Granted, I was impressionable and young for both, especially Candyman, but just no need anymore for scary movies in my life. My wife loves them. She calls me a wuss.
Well,
Calls me a wuss. I said, sweetheart, you can call me a wuss. We're not going to scary movies.
yeah. So what is your preferred genre?
I like mafia movies. I like crime.
What's your best mafia movie?
Goodfellas is phenomenal.
There you go.
Love Goodfellas. Heat is fantastic.
You know,
Scarface is great.
You know the interesting thing about Heat is?
What's that?
Do you know this backstory to that? Val Kilmer is loading his, I think he's got either a M16 or M4. I think it's an M4.
Okay.
They actually he loaded and reloaded so technically perfectly.
Yeah.
They actually show that as a clip in Marine Corps boot camp
Nice.
on how to actually eject, load, recharge, and fire a weapon.
Was that in the gunfight at the
That
end?
was a gunfight at the end.
That was a phenomenal scene.
It was technically, from somebody who knows how to operate one of those things.
So efficient.
It was done the way it was done. They actually teach it in Marine Corps. They don't teach it. They just kind of show it to motivate people. Didn't do it when I was in. When I was in, I got smacked around.
Was he was out well after you were out of the Marine Corps?
Yeah.
You've seen Heat, right?
I have, yeah.
It's phenomenal.
I was just saying that the technology.
That cast was phenomenal.
Yep.
Pacino, De Niro, Kilmer, Ashley Judd, just off the top of my head.
But Goodfellas is the best.
Goodfellas is my favorite.
Yeah,
Slam dunk. I watch anytime it's on TV. I watch it.
Do you know the scene at the table? I've told you this about. Was totally ad lib when Pesci does this. So I'm funny.
Oh yeah, this is at the restaurant.
I'm
and
funny.
He's interacting with Ray Liotta.
And he was in character. I know a little bit about this because Yaz is in the business, and I'm kind of hearing the back.
That's his
end
daughter.
Yasmina. He actually was so much in character. He carried around a loaded .38.
That's terrifying.
On set. So Ray Liotta was actually frightened. He
Ray
was
Liotta.
actually scared.
Yeah.
Because Pesci was totally in character during the whole shoot.
I'm glad he didn't pull an Alec Baldwin.
Oh no, yeah, well, yeah. I think if that movie was made today,
There's no way SAG would allow that.
There was no way.
Yeah.
No way.
You guys know there's a Heat 2 in development right now.
Is that true?
It is.
Yeah. Some.
No, that's true? I haven't heard
Some
that.
movies they just ought to leave alone.
Heat
Right?
2 in development? Get out of town. There is?
Some movies they just ought to leave alone, right? Yeah, I don't know how you can make a. First of all, Val Kilmer is. I just don't get it. But this is a real estate show, so maybe we ought to talk a little bit about.
Michael Mann's Heat
Real
2.
estate?
Unbelievable. Yeah, let's talk real estate. A lot to cover on real estate. And we're in the fourth quarter.
We are in the fourth
I
quarter.
mean, what do we got? 5-6 weeks left
We
before
got
it's shut the season down.
We got 5-6 weeks before we shut it down. We're about ready to go into the last push for this year, which is October.
Yeah.
So October, you're going to start seeing some pendings, I think, pop up. But just to recap a little bit, the first 9 months, I've been really staying on top of Charlottesville, right? Because we've been talking about that. That's kind of losing its a little bit of value. So single-family detached, including new construction.
Yeah.
I dropped out attached and condos just so we can make all the jurisdictions equal. Charlottesville is down 5.7%. So we actually upticked a little bit, right? We were a little bit over 6%, right? So that number's getting a little narrower. I don't think it's going to go away. I don't think we're going to get to a balanced or equal market. I will tell you, we were talking about Nelson and Louisa being a little bit upside down. So just literally in the last week, they kind of got to flat. They got even. So Nelson.
You're talking values.
I'm talking values. Got up to it. Albemarle is still up there at 7%.
Albemarle always carries the flag for the region.
At the moment, in percentage increase, it's Fluvanna County.
Yeah, percentage increase. But how about median value? Median value of Albemarle County. What's the actual value?
Yeah, the number's 735.
735,000. What's the median value for Fluvanna?
Oh, it's 338. 388. Okay. Sorry, apologize. 388.
So we're talking about 2x Albemarle County versus Fluvanna.
Yeah, but it jumped from 356 to 388. So that's where the big jump on that is.
What's leading that in Fluvanna?
New construction.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you should ask me that question. I took a look at.
I kind of knew it.
You read.
Set you up for it.
Thank you.
My job.
Appreciate it. I'm that slow. I need a little setup. So new construction. So it's interesting. So the top 3 jurisdictions for new construction, single family detached, Fluvanna's number 1.
Oh.
This is looking at year-over-year median increase, not volume, right? Albemarle County still beats them in volume, but we're up at 9.1% year over year. Greene County is up about 5.8, let's call it 6%. and Albemarle's up at 7. But to talk about price point, 388 for Fulvana, 427 for Green, and new construction, median sales price, single-family detached is 735. So there's nearly double the price difference between the two. But the reason why we have these big jumps in Green and Fulvana, they're building at the right price point, and that's where the buyers are going.
Yeah, Greene County's on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, Greene County is on absolute fire right now. Is the pipeline
Done,
though?
You're talking about water.
No, I'm talking, perhaps water. I'm talking about is the appetite for future development in Greene done?
So for
this is what you do here.
Yeah, so my Fulvana people look for that number to go to 0 or damn close to 0 about second quarter of next year.
Yeah.
Because this is literally one project.
How about Greene?
Green, on the other hand, as we talked a couple of times before, they've got about 2,000 plus or minus, depending on how you count them, lots in the pipeline. So either currently under construction in the site plan approval, but they have the pipeline going forward. It came up in the Planning District Commission meeting last night. Why has Albemarle County's new construction request died? And Greene County and the other ones. I was chairing it, so I had to keep my opinion to myself on it.
Well, you know why it's died.
Yeah. It's price point,
Yeah.
and it's difficulty in getting stuff approved, and the builders and the developers are going to go where the path of least resistance is, and where the market is at. So it's interesting. Fulvana's going to go to 0. Probably, by this time next year, it's going to be a marginal, low single-digit increase because there's no new construction projects on the horizon. Greene has a ton of stuff. And they approved the bond, the water bond. So water's in the works. Everything is getting teed up to go ahead and do that. So if you're in Greene, you're going to see a lot of new construction happening and moving into.
You're not even going to recognize Greene County in 5 years, ladies and gentlemen. It will be a completely different feel and look for your county.
Yes and no.
How many additional units will be coming within the next 60 months?
60 months?
Yeah.
Probably they're going to average, I think, somewhere between the 250 to 300 units per year.
250, 300 units per year. So we're talking in the next 60 months, 1,500 new units, 1,500 new units.
That's somewhere in that range, right?
Yeah.
It depends on how quickly projects get.
Call it back of the napkin, somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500.
That's a fair.
And the next 5 years, folks.
That's a fair number.
That's massive.
It is massive, but it's in a very specific location.
I get that.
Right. So
I get that.
it's going to
still going to Greene County schools.
Yes and no, right?
What, you're saying some are going to go to private?
I got to tell you, I'm not private. I got to tell you, I've got a half a dozen clients we're doing in Creekside. They're all retirees. So that's the dynamic that you're seeing in it because they
okay.
So that's it. So you're going to see the dynamic of where the buyer profile is. The buyer profile is really us, right? The boomers.
Well, and your prediction was next year that the buyer profile was going to be even older, that it's going to surpass 40.
I think you're right. That's
what you said.
I think, yes. I think when NAR runs its number, we're currently at 38, so we're not too far from 40, right?
The average age for
first-time home buyers.
First-time home buyers is 38.
But that's old data, right?
Yeah.
So that is really, we say 2024, but the date is really 2023.
My brother-in-law, I think 38. They just bought their first home, 37, 38. So it fits right there.
So if you track where people are having their first child, it usually kind of tracks.
Yeah, and it also tracks that. They have not yet.
Yeah. It usually tracks that. I think you're going to be closer to 42 when they turn it loose. And the delta between 42 and 57, which is kind of the average age of the buyer, is getting narrower and narrower and narrower, and it's becoming a bit of a challenge. The other thing is you kind of watch what the builders are doing, right? They have their pulse on this data way better than anybody else does, way better than NAR, way better, because this is what they do. They're building quite a few primary main levels, single level homes, right? And you just take a look at the trend of what's selling on it. So I don't think you're going to see a huge impact in Greene County schools because unless this.
I mean, Greene County schools are at capacity already. So you hope that there's not a huge impact because the schools are at their burst point.
So you're not seeing, there's going to be most of them are single-family detached homes that they've got going on over there. There are some townhomes, right? And statistically, townhomes don't have as many children in it than single-family detached. And that's kind of weird data, Jerry, because it's old historical data. It's not taking into consideration where the first-time home buyer is now that we think is going to be close to 40-something, early 40s years old, which generally means they don't have children until their 40s in it. I think it's going to be a unique dynamic going forward. I think where you're going to see the most impact on it would be the traffic on 29. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. I don't think...
Especially with Rivanna Futures, Rivanna Station,
Yeah.
North Fork, North Point. I mean, madre carajo, chico.
And
That's no joke.
And I think what's going to impact that even more is this going away from work at home, right? You're starting to see these bigger companies start splitting their time up. So this remote work scenario is going to change a little bit on it. So, we shall see. The reality of it is that's where it's going.
Yeah.
And it's coming. And it was interesting. A couple of Greene County board members felt that that there would not be any more than 50 new construction units a year, and we're way over that.
I'm also extremely bullish on new inventory or units coming out of the ground. And Neil Williamson, Bill McChesney, we're going to get to your comments. We've got the newspaper, our radio station, a TV station watching the program right now. I'm also see a lot of potential for new construction in Louisa County. You got Eli Lilly with Goochland. You got how many? Was that a $5 billion headquarters? Eli Lilly, Judah, $5 billion. Jeez, Louise, in Goochland, Spring Creek still got a boatload of units that can come out of the ground.
Spring Creek's a strange.
Spring Creek's got how many units left that can come out of the ground?
It depends on how you.
500, 600, I heard.
It depends on who you talk to, right?
Okay.
I think 500 is the number. Some people are saying 300. I think they're saying 300 because, not to get technical too much in the weeds on this thing, but Spring Creek is a unique master plan development community. They allowed it. So most communities, when you do a master plan community of that size, you actually have a master plan with all the lots showing in it. Well, they didn't do that. They broke it up into sections. So each section of raw dirt as it gets developed has to go through its own site plan process. So the project itself, and this was in 2003, early 2000s when it was approved, said, okay, I think it's 1,200 units is the maximum amount of units you can build. If you were to do a 1,200 lot subdivision right now, you would have to go ahead and lay out all the 1,200 lots. You can phase it in,
Yeah.
right? But your master plan is going to say this is what you're going to do. This is a little bit different. So I believe there's 300 lots in the pipeline for site plan approval with, the 3 or 4 builders out there, but there's additional land that has yet to be developed. So I think the number's closer to 500.
Who owns most? That makes sense. Who owns most of that dirt?
Oh, Dice Hammer.
Yeah.
Is
Oh, boy, Dice Hammer.
There's an interesting thing about Spring Creek
Does Dice Hammer still got Massanutten?
That I don't know. Interesting thing about that is they sold the golf course.
Right.
And I'm not really sure
To
how
a private entity out of market.
I'm not really sure how that's melding into the performance of the bless you.
Oh, excuse me, strawberries, bananas, strawberries, look at the light.
It didn't work.
No, it didn't work, sorry.
But bless you. Bless you.
Thank you very much.
One more time.
No, I'm a
good
two.
luck.
I'm a two.
One more
guy.
time. Good luck.
Our 3-year-old is a 3-sneeze guy. Comments are coming in quickly. Oh my gosh, I might sneeze a third time.
Come on. Do it. Sneeze. That means money. Come on.
3
Sneeze.
sneezes means money?
No, but I just made it up.
Neil Williamson's got some comments. Comments are. No, it's gone. Neil Williamson, what is the difference in age between first-time home buyer and the average age of home buyer?
That I'd have
That's
to.
a great question.
That I'd have to spend some time to dig it up. The number I have in my head is 57.
The average age for the home buyer?
Yeah, I think it's 57. But I could kind of dig that up here while we're talking. But we know we're at 38.
I love Neil Williamson.
Yeah, we know we're at 38. I'd have to go ahead and pull up. NAR has it in their statistics data. I just don't have it right in front of me.
Has NAR recovered?
Let me go down that road.
Has NAR recovered? Jimmy Evers, welcome to the broadcast.
Hey, Jimmy, how's it going, man? I'm going to say yes and maybe no yes. There you go. I am a politician after all.
I knew you were going to say that.
I was in a very small group meeting in the first week of September in D.C. with all the $2 billion clubs. So those who don't know what I'm referring to is that the settlement of the NAR settlement, if you made over $2 billion in revenue and sales, you were excluded from the settlement, which means you needed to strike a check. So there was the CEO of NAR talking to the people that were stroking between $50 million to $4 or $5 million checks. And the best way I can explain it, they got NAR-splained. Not mansplained, but NAR-splained, that they need to stop bitching and start supporting NAR. And I felt that was a horrible read of the room.
How did the room respond?
Oh, you have no. Let me put it this way. There was a panel of the top people that wrote checks after that presentation. And halfway through that panel, the CEO of NAR and her leadership got up and walked out of the room. So that tells you how well that went.
There you go. And how did the CEO respond to that?
Don't know. I just know she got up and walked out of the room because I was sitting right next to her. So anyway, so the answer to that question is when I was in San Diego, it was noted that we're about 250,000 agents down. I think NAR has a different number in their head. The people that gave this presentation, I trust their data better than NAR's, but we shall see. We'll know in the beginning of next year. But, it's they got a lot of fences to mend.
Bill McChesney watching the program, the mayor of McIntyre, he's got comments, and we'll highlight some of the viewers and listeners that are watching our fine and fair talk show. William is one of my personal favorites. He's been on board from the beginning. Judah really likes the DMs and the content that you send, Bill. Keep them coming. He says, my biggest scare was 7-year-old watching The Twilight Zone and the alien guy reveal his third eye under his paper hat in the diner when all the bus riders were stuck there. I ran upstairs screaming. I like that. And then he highlights the Blockbuster, because we were talking Blockbuster in the beginning of the show.
So I was
about where Trader Joe's is now. ACAC started in that location after Safeway closed.
So I've actually pulled up the 2025 Home Buyers and Sellers Generational Trends Report. I was off a year. It's 56. So, but that 25.
That's the answer to Neil's question?
That's the answer to Neil's question. And it's 38 on the first-time home buyer. But those are 2024 numbers, right? Because they released them April-ish, something like this, of the beginning of each year. So that's technically 24 numbers. So I'm anxious to see what they're going to do for, they'll call it 26, right? But it actually will be 25 numbers. But I suspect 56 will go up a few years and 38 will go up a few years.
How many of these people, Keith, are waiting until turn of the calendar, first quarter next year? How many people are waiting?
You're talking on the buy side or the sell side, or both?
I think it's on both sides.
Yeah, I think so.
How many people are waiting?
Look, take a look at the 30-year mortgage rate. It's not going down.
It's dropped some.
It's bouncing up and down.
It's lower now than it was at the beginning of the year.
That I get, but in the last couple of days, in the last
Yeah.
couple of weeks, it's kind of bouncing.
But there's a couple rate cuts coming. Whether those are baked in or not, time will tell.
I think where we're at now, then I would lean towards they're not baked in.
Okay.
But we shall see. But the interesting thing is I'm not so sure this is going to help the buyer out all that much if these rates drop a little bit.
I'm with you on that.
A little bit lower.
Because it creates more competition.
I think we're so far into this new rate, this rate environment, right? How many years have we been above 3%, 2 or 3%?
Years,
like 3 years. So I think we're now back into the norm, right? People are on this, and life happens, right? We did the 5 Ds. Life happens. We have a lot of people we work with that are in their later years that can't handle the house that they're in now. It's too big. It's not designed for them. It's got primary on the main level, that kind of thing. I think these people are going to start pulling triggers, and it's why you're starting to see these units out in Greene County and some of these new constructions that have primary on the main level.
Yeah.
They're somewhere between 15 and 2,000 square feet. That's this 56, 57, 58. That number may be up to 60-ish when they release the number. That's where the buyer's going.
Yeah, but the units that are selling in Greene County are as much about being new construction as they are about being price point.
And
Price point is what's driving demand in Greene.
both.
Price point and new construction.
And product type. Right? Because
What? Because you're saying the product type today's buyer wants the guaranteed primary on the first floor.
They know this data better than anybody, right?
Primary on the first level is the main driver.
Yeah. So, and that's literally, I got a half a dozen of them.
Yeah.
That are in the pipeline right now.
But if it was primary in the first level and that was if that was a 900,000 or more home,
Wouldn't happen.
the demand wouldn't be there.
No. So
What's the number at Greene with the new product type, the new inventory, and
you're
primary?
in
in
the mid fours.
Yeah, that's what's driving it.
Yeah, I
what
understand,
Greene
yeah.
is doing in a lot of ways Greene County is becoming the 2025, 2026 version of Lake Monticello. And why it's becoming the 2026 version of Lake Monticello is because price point, new construction, closer to epicenter of employment than Lake
What's
Monticello.
number one?
Location. Yeah, closer to the
What's
epicenter
number
of
two?
employment. Price point,
What's number three?
condition,
Features.
conditions.
New construction, we're only dealing with the first three.
Right.
Right? Because the rest of them,
A lot of the buyers here in Greene would have considered Lake Monticello.
yes and no, right? So that the total 6 I have going on right now are moving,
Are all boomers.
and they're moving out of Lake Monticello to Green.
Yeah. Are all boomers. Yeah.
They're all boomers. They're moving out of Lake Monticello.
And they probably moved from a home in Lake Monticello that had a primary on the second floor.
100%.
Yeah. And they're like, we can't do these stairs anymore.
100%.
Yeah.
That's the buyer profile. Which, as this 38, 39, 40 goes up, we're not, I think the market, we'll see, but I think the market is kind of narrowing a little bit.
I would caution anyone that's watching the program to consider buying a main primary on, not the first floor before making a purchase.
Try that again.
Anyone who's considering making a home purchase and your primary is not on the first floor,
That's a mistake.
I would consider if you are making the right choice.
Yeah. So that's what we encourage people to do, right? Because you hear, well, I want to be closer to the baby, those kind of things at that end of it. It will help you on the back end. I'm also part of the problem. So nearly every one of the houses that I built,
First floor primary.
and that started in the 80s.
And that was what, 600 homes?
We were, 5 something, but
Yeah.
But we saw this coming, and we started focusing on primaries on the first level. The problem is we're now reselling these homes that I built 20, 25 years ago for 2 reasons. One is the house is a little bit too big for them. They're like 3,000 square feet, that kind of thing. They can't manage it, take care of it on it, and they want to. And frankly, I hear conversations like, "Well, I outlived my money," right? So what we can do is kind of get something a little bit. They didn't expect
To live this long?
Literally, that's the conversation you're having at the kitchen table. They didn't expect, and I remember very clearly when we were building and designing houses, the comment always was, "Well, this is my forever home," and there's no such thing as a forever. There's no such thing as a forever.
You hear that, Miss Miller?
There is. Oh, yours is for a very different reason, there, Miller, right? But the normal human being, there's no such thing as a forever home. There is always going to be some transition out of it, and that's what you're starting to see because people are living longer, they're staying healthier longer. Some of these houses have just enough stairs that they can't manage it, right? The other thing that you're seeing at a certain age point, and the data supports it, that the seller now that has these 25-year-old homes that I built don't have the money to put a new roof on it.
Yeah.
Don't have the money to upgrade the kitchen. Right, they don't have the capital to go ahead and do that because they're living on a pension that is getting harder to live on, right? Taxes are going up, yada, 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 yada. So, will the government shutdown stop Central Virginia real estate?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think
The
anyone.
answer is no.
Anyone who's suggesting that the government shutdown is going to throttle Central Virginia real estate
No.
maybe impacts the VA loan a little bit.
Not
maybe.
Not much.
Maybe. I mean, I was more concerned with the Albemarle GIS being down than the government shutdown, frankly speaking.
Isn't that difficult?
And the Albemarle GIS is still a piece of crap.
It is.
Like they
have
get it
no
back
idea.
online. It is worse. It is somehow worse to use.
It is extremely difficult to use.
Do you agree?
Oh, 100%.
And like I can't even like use it on mobile. Like Neil, this is up your alley here, Neil Williamson. Can you utilize your influence, Neil, to fix this, please?
Yeah, I think he's trying to fix affordable housing.
I mean, it's just this is part of the housing conundrum. I'm on the GIS right now. This is horrendous.
Yeah, it's extremely tough. You know what?
This is desktop use.
You know, when
Mobile's worse.
When Fluvanna County's GIS is hands down better and easier to operate than Albemarle County, it is a problem.
Charlottesville's GIS is 10x better than Albemarle's.
Yeah.
I can't even use this thing.
I don't know what they were thinking, but hopefully they go ahead and work on it.
I understand that there's only 2 or 3 GIS providers in all. I think I was told that I think there's 2 or 3 GIS.
Very few.
And the whole country.
Very few.
Yeah.
Few. It's funny you should bring that up because you know what the water cooler topic is amongst real estate agents?
What?
GIS.
Are you guys going to see what?
No, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying everybody's bitching about it. Now, there's not much you can do about it. Now, there are workarounds to it.
What's your workaround? Homes.com?
No. On our end of it, we can work around it. I can get the data that I need.
What, through Paragon?
Through Paragon, that I don't have to go to GIS. But the regular individual.
Like, seriously, Neil, we got to fix this.
So here's the reason why the shutdown won't impact us. Pretty simple. 84% of all our sales are either conventional or cash year to date.
Right.
So that has 0 footprint on it. The only footprint that the government really has on is USDA, and that was 0.6% of all our sales year to date. Literally, it's 15 transactions year to date. VA, it has a little bit of impact on it.
I think it has some impact with VA.
It has it on the appraisal end of it.
Yeah.
Right? Because it has to be reviewed by the VA, so that potentially could do that. But there are workarounds that the lender can do on that. But for the most part, when you're at 85% of your sales are either conventional or cash, more than likely it's not going to impact it that much. So how can we help? How can real estate agents help?
You guys are the conduit of communication, information, and movement. Like, I was having this conversation with somebody the other day on a deal I'm working on. My whole objective with this deal that I'm working on is to be the source.
Commercial.
Yeah, to be the source of information.
Yeah.
To figure out concerns or problems that are coming up, and to keep positive movement going. Right?
So
that's what I do.
So our job is to be the source of the source.
Yeah, and keep positive movement going.
And to be the educators.
Right.
Right.
To be the calming presence.
to educate or help be it. So, the best.
Crazy world where I'm the even keeled emotion guy. Crazy world, right? But that's what it is now.
Can you say that again?
Crazy world where they're looking at me to be the even keeled.
Just wanted to make sure I heard that.
Crazy world. I know.
I heard that,
I know.
yeah.
It's crazy world.
Yeah. Something's not right in the universe. I'm just saying.
Something's right.
So our job is to educate ourselves, right? Educate the client, right? And keep an eye on it on the back end. So if you and I are doing a deal right now and you're the seller, representing the seller, and I'm representing the buyer, and I turn around and hand you a USDA loan, what's the first thing you're going to tell me? Get another loan source, right? So that's important, right? It's important for us as professionals to understand that and guide everybody through this. I say this all the time. Who's the number one character in a movie, right? In a book or whatever. It's the guide. It's the person who guides you through the story.
Neil Williamson is being the source of the source with the GIS, and he said,
"Nope.
Here's the Information Technology Department in Albemarle County, 401 McIntyre Road, North Wing. Here's their phone number, gisweb@albemarle.org is the email address." How many people, maybe a lot of people don't use the GIS, right? I find myself on the GIS almost every day.
Yeah, so the average person wouldn't even know what the acronym means, right? So
I am on the GIS every day, and it is awful.
Yeah. So there's workarounds. I do not even open up. Albemarle County GIS used to be a rock star of a thing. So the folks that are
it used to be better than Charlottesville's.
So the folks that are not real estate geeks that are listening to us or watching us, why is a GIS so important tool?
GIS gives you ownership history, gives you sales history, assessment history, tax information, acreage, improvements, permitting. It just gives you so much information that you can even use the information that's on the GIS to figure out other aspects. One of the things that I've been using with Homes.com is Homes.com gets you information tied to open mortgages.
Yeah,
I can back of the napkin what someone owes on their property.
Yeah, so GIS could do that because it would connect you back into the tax records. But Homes.com is filling the gap.
Homes.com is great.
It's filling the gap, right? And one of the craziest things is when you turn around and you have a conversation with somebody and you prepare for it. So from an agent perspective,
like, how did you know that?
That's exactly right.
How did you know that?
How did you know what I owe?
Yeah.
Right? And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to do it because
how do you answer that question?
I just tell them it's public record.
Be like, I'm going in your mailbox?
No, it's public record.
It's public record.
It's public record. Your loan amount is this. You owned it for 10 years. I'm assuming a certain amount of interest rate. Do a quick amortization table, and that's about what your balance is.
Now, I will say this. If it's a cash deal, a seller finance deal, you're going to have a hard time figuring that information out.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Then you have to be told that information to go ahead and do that. But yeah, so it's one of the tools that I like to use on it, particularly if somebody wants to buy land. I can start toggling where the closest water, like what's the critical slopes. Not to be too geeky about it. Like where's the closest hydrant, where's the closest sewer, right? So it'll drop into these GIS to do it. One of the things about GIS, just to get this out there, they're historically wrong.
Yeah, a lot of stuff wrong.
From an aerial perspective, right?
Yeah.
So you could pull up your house and look at it, all of a sudden find out you got a property line running through your house. Don't take that on as gospel, right? Because they kind of match the aerial photos with some of the recorded data, and sometimes the match is a little bit off. But yeah, so it's
other people are saying it's also lawful on the feed.
Yeah. So the best thing to do is any decent real estate agent, real estate professional, or closing company will tell you, either ask the seller to pay for a physical survey, or you get a physical survey. It does two things. It tells you what you got. It does multiple things, actually. It tells you what you own, where your easements are, yada, yada, yada. And it helps you with your title insurance. Because if you've got a plat, a recorded survey, you actually get a little bit of a lower rate on your title insurance.
William says, as you get older, living out past the urban ring becomes more challenging because you're further and further away from medical.
Correct.
So that would be some pause
Well,
he may have for green.
He would know this better than I do. I don't know if there's what the medical facilities are around Rutgersville, if there's a UVA health clinic or Martha Jefferson health clinic, but usually what you'll see, if there isn't, that's where they'll start moving.
Donna Fletcher Schmidt says, good morning, everyone.
Semper Fi, Marie.
And she's watching the program. Katie Pearl, hello.
Hey, Katie.
Georgia Gilmer, hello. Rob Neal, Holly Foster, hello. Thank you for watching the program. James Madison, hello. Dr. John Shave, Nancy Gill, hello. Matt Neese, Tom Powell, thank you for watching the program. Viewers and listeners of all shapes and sizes watching the show as we speak.
Yeah, so the big thing on the market that I'm going to be tracking just to get out there, I'm really curious, and I'm going to be looking at this week over week. I'm really curious to see how the Charlottesville single-family detached medium sales price market is going to be trending. Is it going to get back some of that 6%? Because that's kind of where we are at the moment.
I don't think it's going to, Keith.
Well,
then the next question you need to ask, and this could be a topic for another show, is when is the last time Charlottesville City median values year over year have fallen? When's the last time they've fallen? Do you know off the back of your head? Back of your hand?
I don't.
Right. It's been a while, right?
So I know.
It's got to be pre-COVID.
I know because we talked about it last Friday, right? The 2019 to now, Charlotte was roughly about 40% increase, right? And that was that huge jump in the middle. I will tell you, though, if this trend continues the next 12 months, let's assume, just for the sake of an argument, that we end this year around a negative 6% year over year, and let's say it repeats itself next year.
You got a problem.
You're running the risk of eating up very close to, not quite half of it, but awfully close to half of what it gained
during the pandemic.
On the pandemic.
While your jurisdictional neighbor, Albemarle County, is
doubling.
In the opposite line.
Yeah.
So are we seeing an exodus, ladies and gentlemen, of demand from the city?
This is a really great question.
I think we know what it is. I know it. I think you know what it is.
Well, I think it's multiple reasons, and I would love Neil's read on it.
I think Neil, I know what Neil would say. Neil would say it a little more gently than I would say.
Yeah, so I mean, if all of a sudden we lose 12% in the next 12, between 2025 and 2026, just pick a number.
Yeah.
Right? It's not quite half of 40%, but it's a sizable chunk out of it. People are not going to be happy. And I think they'll show...
All while the other tax collection levers are down.
Yeah. I think you're going to see... we talked about this in the beginning of this year, right? I think overall you're going to see, when you put all the jurisdictions together and average them out, right? I think you're going to see somewhere between a 3 to 6% regional increase. But when you start taking a dive into each, some of them are going to, I don't think you're going to see any double-digit increases. Albemarle County might get to the 8% year over year, but I don't think we're going to get back into the double-digit.
What's Albemarle at year to date?
Right now, 7.1.
7.1 year to date.
Now, this is detached.
Yep.
New construction is included in it. You pull that out, new construction out, it may change it a little bit, but at the moment, this is single-family detached, new construction. I pulled out towns and condos because I really wanted to look at each jurisdiction on equal footing, right, and not skew the data on it to get a better picture of the overall market. Where you've got Fulvana might make it. It's right at 9%. It may approach the double-digit value, but that's going to come to a screeching halt. Right, that not a halt, but that's going to go back to the normal of a 3 to 6% range, probably closer to the 3%, because most of that increase is on the new construction side, right? They're increasing it in price. I do need to take a look at it, which I haven't done, and maybe we'll do this for next week, is each jurisdiction, what are we doing new construction versus existing? What's the delta between the two, right? So are we, I think you're actually going to see in green where there's a leveling off, right? You know, where, and I think in Almar County, you're going to see a much wider delta between the two, but I don't have that in front of me at the moment.
Keith Smith, you're on point.
I am on point.
How's the business? You guys are humming.
Yeah, life is good. You know, we are blessed, but you know, beyond, you know, love the fact that I'm a fourth grandchild. That's just like our whole world, and business is good. Everybody is good. You know, we're doing good. You know, love it. Wish I had a little bit more time for bike rides.
You've been bike riding. You just got a flat tire.
Dude, that was, I literally thought somebody was shooting at us. That's how loud this was. And I was so stupid, right? I knew I was crossing a heavy road, and instead of scanning the road, I was like, you know, squirrel, oh, look at the kayakers. And then pop. I'm like, oh, shit.
What'd you run over?
A piece of glass about an inch and a half. I mean, literally, if I was paying attention to the road, I would not have happened. And it's a bummer when you're 10 miles into a 40-mile ride and you have to call your daughter, who has to put a 2-week-old in the car and a 3-year-old.
Your daughter's amazing.
Can you come pick me up? If you don't think I'm hearing about that on a regular basis, you would be wrong.
What's your counsel to realtors as we're in the fourth quarter?
You know,
that's a topic that's come up.
It's going to be the same counsel that I've been giving for at least the last 12 to 24 months. Stick with the basics. Relationships matter. Build your relationships. Focus on your professional level of professionalism, right? You know, get to know where we're at. And frankly, I'm still thinking this. I think you need to brush off your buyer skills, because I just think in 2006, you're going to start seeing a little bit of a shift.
2026?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Shift to?
I think I'm counseling everybody, build up your buyer skills. We've been so listing heavy for so long. Build up your buyer skills, educate. You know, we're a relationship business, right? I remember in the beginning when we were doing this stuff, we'd be talking to people for years before they pulled the trigger to buy. I don't think we're back into that world, but we're not back into 2 weeks, right? So you have to build the relationships, be the trusted advisor, be frank and direct and honest, but kind, you know, do it in a kind way. Because I think buyers and sellers are craving that, right? You know, be honest, my 3 Bs, be professional, be trustworthy, and be honest. And you'll do great. And watch for the market to thin itself out a little bit. Look,
of agents.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Competition is lessening.
Is it really there? You know, if you take a look at,
well, you're saying historically the competition really wasn't competition because it's the same people doing it.
It's usually the top percentage of folks. It may narrow a little bit, but that does, you know, I'm not the person that does 1 or 2 transactions. They're just as much as a professional as anybody else. They just don't have the experience of doing, you know, X transactions a month and a year and that kind of thing. It builds experience. Plus, if you've been doing this for about 40 years, you got it down.
I
know what to do.
You have it down. He's been in the game since 1987. He's one of the good guys. He's one of the great guys.
Yeah.
His name is Keith Smith. Sometimes he wears a cape.
Yeah,
sometimes he wears a suit.
Sometimes I wear spandex.
Sometimes he wears spandex. And that's not even part of the cape.
No. You say that like that's a bad thing.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah, wear spandex. And it was funny, the picture I showed on the side of the bridge, you know, had a cupcake.
Oh, I saw it. Did Chris Fairchild ever give you some grief?
He never did.
I don't know. He didn't take the bait.
I don't know what's going on with Chris.
What's up with your boy Fairchild?
I'm a little concerned that I went ahead and served him up on a silver platter.
And he didn't take the bait.
Didn't take the bait.
You know, we got to talk about as we head into
I know
this election.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You got Missile and Smith.
we got that.
We're less than a month away.
Yeah.
And some Fluvanna brouhaha.
Well, we've
No contestants?
no contested.
Not even Tony?
Nope. No contested.
Tony unopposed.
Everybody's unopposed.
Good job, Tony.
Right?
Is that Tony's third term?
Could be. Don't quite know. He's
Fairchild going into a second.
Yeah, I think Tony might be his fourth.
T.
But there's
For Tony.
really, Nelson County has a bunch of contested races, but and they've kind of got a little different setup. But Neil, I think he's doing a forum. I saw it come across.
It already happened.
It already happened?
Yeah, with Smith and Missile.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
I believe it was last night.
It could have been. Could have been. I was tied up in the Planning District Commission meeting
Yeah.
at 9 o'clock last night. So what do you got planned for the weekend?
We got a lot planned. I got the game, 3:30 Louisville. Got a fall festival with the family. Playing some double squash and playing some padel Saturday and Sunday.
Got a busy weekend.
Yep. Got some work that I got to attend to downtown. Got a fall festival tonight.
Where's that at?
Hoping to hit at the upper school for our oldest son.
Oh, cool.
Fall festival Saturday in Nelson County.
Cool.
And then hoping to hit cocktail hour as well.
Every day or just one? Or?
Yeah.
Judah, what do you got planned for the weekend?
Let's see. I've got a nice relaxing weekend lined up. I got some meet up with some friends and
You got them?
usual Sunday church and usually a delicious lunch.
So, is your church day like a half a day long?
Yeah, in this case, definitely, because sometimes I help out, so I'll be doing the slides, so I get there a little bit early to get everything set up.
And Keith Smith?
Ride. I gotta get some miles on my legs because next weekend I do the Tour de Green every year in Greene County, which is awesome. Looking forward to that. But my son-in-law is going to do it with me, and he's become a bit of a rock star on the bike. And this old man's going to try to keep up with this young guy.
Houston. Dr. Houston.
To go ahead and
The doctor.
and go through that. Yeah, and that's I think it's 5,000. We're going to do 100 kilometers, which is 63 miles, and I believe it's just over 5,000 feet of elevation gain. And when you hit about 40, 50 miles into it,
You feel it.
you feel it.
Keith Smith, guys. Sometimes he wears a cape. Sometimes he wears a suit. Sometimes he wears spandex.
I always wear spandex.
Regardless, he's helping buyers
Yeah.
and sellers in this game we call real estate. Real
Be a
talk
little
with
bit
Keith Smith.
patient. The market is moving, so just be a little patient.
Keith Smith, Real Talk with Keith Smith, online at realtalkwithkeithsmith.com. Judah Wickauer behind the camera. Yours truly, Jerry Miller. Thank you kindly for joining us on Real Talk with Keith Smith. So long, everybody. Nicely done, Keith Smith. Nicely done. Nicely done.
All righty.